Here is the field for the Provincial Cup. Number 1 is CPW. This is a bay 3-year-old gelding by Abercrombie. He's owned by the Perfect World Enterprises of Old Westbury, New York. Peter Wren will drive. Nat Vardy is the trainer. This horse is over $200,000 made from just one win this year in 24 starts. CPW had a 2-hole trip, took the lead last week, and then relinquished it to Royal Flush Hanover. He finished second to Royal Flush Hanover last week. 1A is Apache Rage. He's Apache's famed 3-year-old gelding, owned by Perfect World Enterprises. Nat Vardy, the trainer, and Randy Waples is in the sulky. Last week he was third, just nosed out for second spot. He has 10 wins this year and over $225,000 earned mostly in Ontario. The number 2 horse is Log Text. He's a 3-year-old gelding by Log, owned by New World Stable and Ed Hayter of Troy and Dundas. Ed Hayter does the training. Mario Belarjan will do the driving. In 27 starts this year, he has $56,000, over $100,000 made lifetime. Log Text last week was interfered with coming out of a bad post position. He ended up finishing third to Blissful Hall. Number 2, Log Text. The 3 horses, Cutter Path. He had a really bad position last week. He is a bay 3-year-old colt by Apache's fame, owned by WJJ Stable of Windsor. Trained by Robert McIntosh. Steve Condren will do the driving. He had that 9-hole last week and sat mostly on the inside until the stretch when he came flying, finishing 4th to Royal Flush Hanover. He missed second by only a half a length. Cutter Path has over $170,000 made lifetime. Number 3, Cutter Path. 4 is Bud for Life, a brown colt, 3 years old by Life Sign, owned by the Merck Stable of Scarsdale, New York. Bill Budd does the training. Richard Simard is in the sulky. Last week, he was 4th to Blissful Hall. He has over $100,000 made with a lifetime record of 152-4. Number 4, Bud for Life and Richard Simard. 5 is Royal Flush Hanover. He's a 3-year-old gelding by Cam's Card Shark. Jeff Snyder of New York owns him. Bill Robinson does the training. Kevin Wallis is in to drive Royal Flush Hanover, who last week devastated his elimination by winning by 7 lengths in 152. 14 wins this year for Royal Flush Hanover, including 1 over Blissful Hall. $610,000 in the bank. And here's number 6, Blissful Hall. This is the horse that won the Triple Crown in harness racing this year, owned by Daniel Plouffe of Bedford, Quebec. Ben Wallace does the training. Ron Pierce is in the bike. He just devastated his field, winning by 8 lengths and a track record time of 151-3 last week. Coming down to the wire, Ron Pierce was easing him up as he set the new track record here at Windsor Raceway. Destined to be the 3-year-old pacing colt of the year. The only horse recently that has beaten him has been Royal Flush Hanover, who draws inside of him tonight. Blissful Hall with over $1,400,000 in the bank. And the 7 horses, Master of His Domain. He's a Sportmaster colt, owned by Ryan Anderson, John Leahy, and Mike Neal of Illinois. Ryan Anderson does the training. Eric Ledford, one of the hottest drivers in North America, is in the bike. 13 wins in 19 starts and over $300,000 made. He'll be heard from tonight. He's got the tough post position. Master of His Domain will have his work cut out for him. You have 5 minutes until post time for the richest race in Windsor Raceway history, the 34th edition of the Provincial Cup, and a purse of $240,000 of the Provincial Cup here at Windsor Raceway. The Provincial Cup final horses are now moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and pacing at CPW along the inside, charging out for the lead. Moving up in the center comes Bud for Life. Bud for Life on the outside, CPW on the inside. Moving up on the outside third is Royal Flush Hanover. Now he has to back off as moving up is Log Text to take over third. On the outside, Royal Flush Hanover now can't get into the hole, and he moves to the outside and charges up now, second, and now going after the leader. Quarter in 26 and 4. Royal Flush Hanover has taken over the lead on the inside. CPW is second, pacing in third. Is Bud for Life, followed up by Log Text fourth. On the outside, Blissful Hall starts up fifth. On the inside, sixth is Cutter Pass. Seventh to the outside is Apache Rage, and Master of His Domain gets cover. They're into the clubhouse turn. Royal Flush Hanover has the lead by a length, reaching the half-mile marker. 54 and 2. It's Royal Flush Hanover by 2 lengths along the inside. Second, CPW. Blissful Hall on the outside. Third is edging up now as they straighten out down the backstretch. Royal Flush Hanover has a good hold and leads by 2. Blissful Hall is gaining with every stride. He's now second. Coming with the rush is Apache Rage to take over third. They approach the three-quarter pole. Royal Flush Hanover by 2 lengths. Blissful Hall goes to the outside, 3/4 and 1:23. Moving around the turn. Royal Flush Hanover has the lead. Blissful Hall got bravened up again on the inside. He's not on the outside as they move around the turn for the stretch drive. It's Royal Flush Hanover. Blissful Hall stays on the inside second. Up on the outside, Apache Rage is third. Royal Flush Hanover's under a hand drive to the wire. It's going to be Royal Flush Hanover winning the richest race in Windsor Raceway history, the 34th Provincial Cup. Shark. He was bred by the Hanover Shoe Farms of Hanover, PA. Jeff Snyder of New York is the owner. Bill Robinson, the trainer. Kevin Wallis comes all the way in from Florida to drive Royal Flush Hanover to victory in the fastest ever Provincial Cup, pacing the mile in 1:52. We mentioned whichever one of these two got to the front, that's the one that was going to stay there. Kevin got the horse to the front just past the quarter pole. He couldn't find himself a hole, and maybe that was good. Royal Flush Hanover stayed on the outside. Maybe the intent was never to get to the inside until he made the front. The strategy worked. Royal Flush Hanover is the winner of the 1999 34th edition of the richest race in Windsor Raceway history, the 34th Provincial Cup.
The Provincial Cup trophy tonight. Of course, Ron Barbaro, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Ontario Lottery Corporation, accompanying Mr. Barbaro, Mr. Tom Joy, owner and chairman of Windsor Raceway. As well, Mr. John Milson, president and CEO of Windsor Raceway. Malcolm McPhail, president of OHA. Sean Pincinel, general manager of Windsor Raceway. And Dave Pryor, race secretary. To the winning horse, Royal Flush Hanover, and winning driver, Kevin Wallis.
Take another one.
A $300 flight from Florida worth coming up here and winning the big race?
Yeah, I'm very happy I came.
And, when did you know you had a one down the stretch?
Yes, it seemed to be strong at the head of the stretch, and there wasn't anybody that was really threatening.
Excellent. Well, congratulations once again. Back to you, Marty.
Well, thanks, Gary. That was the first time that I can see on the program that Kevin Wallis has driven Royal Flush Hanover. Royal Flush Hanover, a brown 3-year-old gelding, was sired by Cam's Card Shark. The owner of Royal Flush Hanover, Jeff Snyder, also raced Cam's Card Shark, almost a homebred.